Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good week in the market. It is February 25th. It's Friday. Bit of a letdown today so far on GME. There's still 50 minutes left. Anything can happen in the end. We've seen that. SPY with the melt up today. Wars and basically world kind of disasters or global confrontations have typically led to bounces, and I think we're seeing that here now. There's a chart we shared on Discord that showed like 10 or 12 different wars where once they started it all came up. So really the war and the invasion was all this here, these 4 days or so priced in. Any hints of it, it's kind of the buy the rumor sell the news type thing. But once it's actually happening, then that's the news, and it's okay, it's fine, the world's not going to die and everyone's going to be fine. So except for some of those in overseas, hopefully not too many people die. Anyways, yeah, this is kind of that. So probably retrace on the SPY. I don't know how high, we'll see. Maybe back up to that 150 level. Bearish MACD still, but some big green candles, big green volume. Basically all the people who were shorting it back here, all the big money, they closed it out, and closing out shorts is going long. So someone in Discord mentioned also safer assets, which makes sense too in a kind of a wartime. People pulling money out of China and Russia, maybe even Europe, and moving it into American stocks. So could be any number of things, but we'll see what SPY does. It might keep ripping, really. Maybe fill this gap, and we'll see. I'm thinking probably 450 or so. Today's been a big day already on it. 1.6, 1.7%. Kind of settling down here, but big melt up. Not much volume. Gamestop kind of inversed it today. Kind of came down. Still bullish since the last few days. Big move up yesterday, followed by a small move down today. Yesterday I think was like 8 or something percent. Today we've only retraced back 5%, so just looking at momentum and indicators, we're definitely still bullish. This big bullish green engulfing candle, still very good sign of a bullish uptrend coming. Our MACD is still bullish. This red candle didn't open under the 9, it opened over the 9. And yeah, even on the hourly, we're still bullish on the MACD. Kind of a weird bull flag thing even here, maybe you could say. And respecting this 38.2% fib level, it seems like so far. 3:15, so 45 minutes. We'll see. I think any day we could rip. Any day, because we're coming up to earnings. One thing that I guess I don't know. It's some. I read a Reddit post and it showed a list of Yahoo. It was a Yahoo report, which I thought was a filing. It wasn't. It was estimated time for GME earnings, which was the 22nd. I didn't look at it long enough. So GME earnings might not be on the 22nd. We don't know yet. E-Trade has it for the 23rd. Fidelity has it for the 21st. They actually haven't announced it yet. So that kind of changes things for me, because I was getting all my options based on earnings and based on the peak having happened before earnings, if this is just a pinch. So I got all my options for the end of March. Yeah, so hopefully it's sooner, not later. If it's later, we'll probably still see a rip in the time frame before the end of March. But yeah, I'd like exposure past earnings, and if earnings are great, we rip and we squeeze from there, I'm just gonna have to ride the shares most likely, or get shares or more options after earnings are good. If it doesn't sell off, which is typical, but if it doesn't sell off, that's very bullish in my opinion. So this is what I had for earnings, 22nd, and basically, historically on GameStop, our cycles, rollover, swap period, whatever, pre-earnings run up. For those of you that don't think anything is manipulated or weird going on with GameStop, it's just a normal pre-earnings run up of 200%, 300%. The shortest amount of time has been 11 days. So we'll just draw some boxes. Here's earnings on 9th of July. This is when earnings was. The run started. The first big day, I'd say, is that big green candle right here. So that's 10 bars, which is 10 trading days. 15 total days, calendar days. 10 trading days. So once we find out earnings, then we can kind of have a bit more of a countdown. This one was also, I think, 10. It says 11. Is that 11? Maybe we did it wrong. Yeah, 10. So 10 days was the first big green candle. That's that day, that day. This one, of course, was further. This one was also further. But once we figure out earnings, we can say, okay, at the very latest, I would expect a run by 10 days before earnings. So this has it's purple maybe because it's just speculative estimated earnings date. And this actually has it the 24th. Oh, that's hilarious. So my E-Trade, it has it as the 23rd. Estimated 23rd. Fidelity has it as the 21st. This is also interesting. This implied move has dramatically changed. The market makers, what they're pricing into the options for the move on GME after earnings, it was, I think, up here like 30%. And it's come way, way down. So that's actually a good thing. If you think the market maker is wrong, there's going to be a big move after, because that technically would mean the IV is going to be lower, the contract's going to be cheaper. IV is still high, of course, but yeah, if you can basically, if the move is larger than the market makers, you can make bigger money on it. Because this is only implying a 7% move. Given that could change as we get closer to earnings, I'm imagining it will probably move up. But yeah, anyway, so if this is it, so that's basically, if that's it, 10 days would be there. That's March 10th. There's other people hyping March 10th for the NFT marketplace because March 10th is 69 days, I think, into the year. That's the 69th day of the year. Ryan Cohn's tweet, 69 tweet. There's also other reasons for 69. I don't know about any of those. I'm not hyped up on any of those necessarily. However, I am hyped on 10 days before earnings, and it could be sooner. It could be sooner, of course. This earnings, we had it, the big first day was 26 days. 26 trading. So when I say days, I'm saying trading days. So this was over a month, basically, but not trading days, 26 trading days. So, but the latest I would say would be 10 days. If GME trades flat, and we've heard for earnings when they're announced, whatever day it is, and it trades flat into 10 days, basically 9 days to earnings, 8 days to earnings, and we're not ripping, I will be very surprised. I will expect either a squeeze from earnings or yeah, that's pretty much all I expect, honestly, because that to me will mean that the cycles are over and they're just posturing and preparing or whatever, failing all their obligations like they've done back here. They've not failed it, they've just pushed it down. But if they just keep it down, they've just failed it and we're off to the races. Of course, it could play out another way where bullish earnings and big money comes in and then they just actually get squeezed, which is probably more likely. I'm assuming they're going to have to be forced out of this. It's probably not going to be. They decide just to end it. But who knows? With global tensions and margin being called for Russian dollar, I don't know. With a lot of this stuff going on in the world right now, it seems like I don't know. It seems like stuff could be happening. I mean, hedge funds were going bankrupt back here, and so there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes I think that we don't know. So in that sense, it might just start. The squeeze could just start, and you think, oh well, why would they just be covering? But maybe they're in trouble and they actually have to. They've gotten to that point. You just don't know. You don't know yet. So that's trading view. If it is the 21st, which Fidelity is saying, let's look. 10 days would be March 7th. That's maybe the soonest. That would be the first. That's 2 weeks from now. Again, though, the chart is bullish, and I, just like it was back here and back here and back here before the earnings, it could be earlier. We could have the first big run day, 30 days before earnings. So that's where we're at. GME's having a little rallying to close. I don't think any of this is covering. Volume's too low. Price action doesn't look like what we've seen when they've been covering. But that being said, it is nice that it's recovering some of its downward move today. Our options. Okay, one other thing we did today. I actually have to roll this over. Crap. Okay. I bought Rocket calls and I closed my CFLT short put. I wanted capital to be able to roll some stuff and to buy Rocket. And I bought IPOF calls. SpaceX is potentially, there's rumors that it's going to merge with IPOF. This is a SPAC. If that happens, this SPAC could honestly make DWAC look small, because SpaceX is a massive, massive company with, I can't remember the valuation, 100 billion valuation. And everyone would want to get in on that. It's Elon Musk's space company. I mean, kidding me? So if it's true, this is going to be insane. I don't know if it's true yet. It's had little spikes. I just want exposure in case it is true. Some more Rocket calls. So that's all I did on here. And the reason I got Rocket is because they had their earnings, very bullish. Here's our Discord. Wait, did I even tell you guys? Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. I'm such a space cadet right now. We also have a Twitter you can follow us on. At Happy Money YT, and a Discord server. Link for that is in the description. Here's our Twitter. Maybe if I did this, I'm gonna do it again. It's Friday. Leave me alone. Yeah, there was our Discord you saw. Anyways, yeah. I just want to get into it today. So I think I put it in here somewhere. So Rocket basically had their earnings. This is big. This is big. And it's bullish and it's bearish. I'm going to show you guys really quick though. And why this could squeeze again and potentially cause GME to squeeze, honestly. Adjusted revenue of 2.4 billion in the quarter, which missed a consensus estimate of 2.63 billion. Consensuses sometimes are extra bullish if they want a company to miss earnings. That happens with GME all the time. Rocket, I think, has been suppressed by shorts for a long time. Anyways, so still good revenue. Missed it by a little bit. Rocket Company's reported adjusted revenue of 12.4 billion. Rocket reported quarterly earnings of 32 cents per share, which missed a consensus estimate of 37. Yada yada yada. Mortgage origination closed loan came in at 75.9 billion in the fourth quarter, up 49% from the same period in 2019. I mean, there has been the housing market's been going crazy. However, the lack of supply would make me think that this number wouldn't be so high. So the fact that it's much higher is very good, in my opinion. I think that's amazing. Origination volume came in at 351 billion in fiscal 2021, up 10% from the 2020 record levels. So they broke their record by 10%, which was last year. Rocket Mortgage has best year ever in overall origination with 351 billion originations, while also setting a new record in home purchase volume. So the company Newer Rocket, the auto division, so they also have loans for cars, had 1.9 billion in gross merchandise value in the fiscal year, more than double the total from the previous year. So that's growing at a rapid rate. What's next? Along with earnings report, Rocket Company announced its board of directors declared a special dividend, $1.01 a share. So this is crazy. Firstly, it's crazy. Rocket's loaded with cash. They're making good money and they're loaded, and their share price doesn't reflect it. When that was announced, Rocket was around $10 a share. So at $1 a share for the divvy, you're getting 10% just from the dividend, which is insane. Right? $1.01 a share on a $10 stock. Dividend will be paid on March 22nd to all shareholders, reported the close of March 8th. Rocket Companies also announced that it has purchased 20.7 million shares at an average price of $15.08. So the price is even lower than that now. Anytime insiders are buying back, it's very bullish. The share repurchase are part of a $1 billion repurchase program authorized in 2020. So Rocket is basically mostly owned by insiders, and the fact that they bought 20 million shares is very good, even at a higher price of 15. So these are two very, very bullish things. Earnings, some of it missed. I mean, it's still doing really well. Mortgage origination up 49% is crazy. That's awesome. The fact that it missed a little bit on the estimates. These are estimates from analysts that are paid, and you know, there's some stuff that goes on there. So what their expectations are and what actually happens, it's not always, doesn't always mean a whole lot to me. Especially if it's the stock that you can tell that's been short attacked basically for most of its trading life. The company announced first quarter guidance for several metrics, so this isn't as good. Rocket Company sees closed loan volume of between 52 billion and 57 billion, which that's a lot less, and that's probably just because first quarter is typically a very slow time of year for mortgages, I would imagine. The company also sees net rate lock volume of between 50 billion and 57 billion for the first quarter. Price action are down. Yeah, so remember about that dividend? Dollar share dividend. They don't usually offer dividend, so that's a special dividend. They've only done it one other time. Pretty easy to see when that massive spike was. This was shorts covering. You see this chart? You see how it's just flat and just melted down for years now? It's actually been years. That's crazy. I've been in this thing since back here. Yep. Anyways, this was close to, I think, a GME squeeze pump. I remember. Yeah, GME had already had its first little pump, but this was entirely on its own. This was because they declared a dividend. When they declare a dividend, the shorters have to pay that dividend. So what happens is they have to buy the shares back. This was the craziest little squeeze suppressed thing ever. It was literally one day and then pump back down. And he did that. He offered this dividend to squeeze the shorts. I think I remember him saying that when they decided to offer that dividend. The CEO of this company he's a savage. But yeah, basically you can see earnings. They announced their dividend 1, 2, 3 days later, had a huge spike, 160% or something. Ex-dividend day wasn't until 3/8. Actually didn't even think about that. They're doing it at the same time. I just noticed that just now. Wow. It's the same. Okay. So maybe they're going to continue on with this. A yearly dividend March 8th, shake out the shorts, and then they'll just pile back on apparently. But yeah, they're saying ex-dividend's 3/8 again. This isn't a normal yearly dividend. It's a special dividend. So anyways, I got calls on it. First day of earnings, didn't expect to move really from it, just like it did last year. But earnings were good. Guidance was fine, I guess. Special dividend and share buyback to me are huge. So basically, you put you buy 100 shares and you get $10 back on it. If you buy it at $10 rather. So yeah, we'll see. This thing might go crazy. And it honestly might also pull up GME because I think some of the shorts are tied in. They were at one point, at least a year ago. I'm not sure what's been shuffled around since then, but yep, we'll see. Thanks guys for watching. We'll see you on Discord. Maybe GME will rip after hours. I think technically I've heard Monday pre-market they can still settle their OPEX shares, their failed delivers. I'm not sure. I'm not holding my breath. I'm just looking at the bullish chart. I'm liking it, and I wish I knew when earnings was because this kind of threw me off. But we'll keep grinding. Oh, I got margin called on Fidelity, but we're all good. I'm gonna use margins. I'm gonna use loans. I'm gonna use everything that they're using to short this thing. I'm long. Have a good weekend, guys. Peace out.